Girl, bear with me in this technology because, child, you already know I had to miss for good reason last week. So forgive me, but we back on track, okay? And I'm really excited for tonight because because we're talking about what I left you off with last week. And if you actually attended because you're a committed girly and you watched the replay, even though we had more technical difficulties last week, um, we're going to actually find out which stress response we are in actively currently. Also, I have a surprise for y'all. I made it into a mini workbook that you guys can grab at the end of this. It'll be in the Substack after. I can also post it in the thing in the chat. Also, I wanted to ask you this before I schedule it, but I'm considering doing a financial mindset sort of coaching, like impromptu, when it comes to your beliefs around money. As your girl is entering new seasons, like, and God is expanding you and bringing you into a place of abundance. There's a lot of things that I thought I've already like gotten over that I have not. So as I work through this in the scripture and with God, I was like, maybe I'll do a financial mindset webinar. So you guys let me know what you guys think of that. Maybe I'll do a poll in the heartbeat after this. Please, please don't forget your takeaways because y'all have been slacking. Um, y'all have been slacking. Where's the takeaways? Why aren't we in voice rooms? Why aren't we chatting? Y'all have been slacking. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna pat you on the back. You guys have been slacking when it comes to holding each other accountable. A couple of you have been going to HPC Fit. We have free fitness classes, faith and fitness classes. You have no reason, because summer's around the corner, not to be working out unless you're literally at work at 5:30. This is your girl is not playing with you this season. Who follows me on Instagram? Because your girl is consistent. She's been in it to win it. Sandra has motivated me. So I'm in bulking season. Okay, I'm done ranting. But I just wanted to tell you that, like, please get on my level. Cause like I really need other people to be and stay motivated with, and it can't just be me and Sandra. It can't just be me, Sandra, and Keandra. Jenny was doing good for a little while. She was traveling, so I'll give her a break. But like, it can't just be us. Can y'all are quiet, so I don't. Okay, well, I will be motivated. I'll be coming for this summer body. I'll be coming for this full-blown faith life that I'm living and gathering all the things God has for me. Okay, so I wouldn't be big sis if I didn't let you know that you've been slacking. Okay. Take advantage of everything that we offer for you. Okay. Well, you see, they quiet. All the people that are talking are always active. All the other people is quiet. So just let them stay quiet. Let them stay quiet. All right. Let's get to it. So today we're going to talk about our stress patterns. I did the replay for you or pre-recording for you last week, and again, I'm bumping into a lot of things that I thought I had overcome. And so bringing it back up is just child a time. Um, so if you guys listened, there's fight, there's flight, there's fawn, and there's freeze. So I'm going to go through those a little more in detail today for you so you guys can find out which one you are. I'm going to actually send you a picture to go off of so that you can. Oh, Miss Maya's coming in here. Okay, hold on. Letting girlies in, guys. So you guys can figure out which one is for you so you know what specific way to work with. So the workbook that I made for you guys, it will take you through. I made a whole devotional. That's the only reason that I'm going to sell it to you like a workbook. It's because it took I planned on just doing like a little quick, like, oh, here's like a note. It's not. It's like a full-blown journal prompt. It's a work through. It's every time you get triggered, what to do, how to get yourself out of that stress response and respond differently. Like it's a whole Notion workbook. So I'll give that to you guys at the end of this. But I want you to figure out which one is where you're at. So just by hearing fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, which one do you guys think you are? And then I'm going to give you this to go off of so you can actually be accurate. There is some resources that I have for you in the Substack that you guys can, yeah, it's possible to fluctuate, Sharonda, in all of them, which most of us do, unfortunately, because of our traumatic happenings in our past. But there comes a time when your dominant one comes through, and it's the one that you're going to face time and time again. And you guys know we've been in the topic you versus you because a lot of us have been praying and beating the enemy down and warring and fasting. But a lot of the things we're experiencing are us versus us. So I want to get you back in tune. The reason I have my vision board back here is because today I really want us to reconnect with ourselves. So if you've been in this state of survival, which we've already said, okay, yes, I've been in survival mode, like I need to get it together. Since we've been in this state of survival for so long, you are unable to get into a state where you can connect to what you desire because you are so focused on what you think and what you feel you need. So survival mode does not allow you to go into an abundant mindset because survival mode is just purely functioning and surviving. And I don't know about you, sis, but some of you have children, some of you have, all of us got bills to pay, jobs to do, we've got responsibilities. And if you don't take that time to rest, and sit with yourself and reconnect with yourself, you're literally only functioning through this life. And life is so much more than just surviving. And that's why I'm teaching you. That's why I had to turn this into something to literally teach you because God has way more for us. And I feel like my life for so long was just me surviving and then finding things to distract me from the fact that I was surviving, the fact that I was just functioning, the fact that I was so unfulfilled and I was just getting in horrible relationships, drinking, whatever, the whole nine, doing all the partying and all the stuff to distract myself. And then I found myself coming in and out of God because it's like, okay, God, you're not giving me what I want. So I know y'all don't want to admit it. I know you don't want to admit it. But most of the time it's like, oh, I'm seeking God. I'm on fire for him. I'm worshiping him. I'm praising him. And all of a sudden you end up in a place where you ain't meant to be. Okay, you compromising, you messing with dude who you like, well, we'll do Bible study together, and he is not saved. Okay, you messing with friends that you know are doing things that you have no, and so before you know it, you're in this back and forth relationship with God. You're not fully committed or consistent, and that is because in this life, when you desire things and you are unfulfilled, when you know you're meant for more, and all of you are, you get in this phase where you're just like, well, it's not going to come. And you kind of get into this coping system of functioning. Couple that with survival mode where you're only getting and looking at what you need. You are not even able to consider what it is that would make you feel fulfilled in this life. Genuinely fulfilled, where you're to the point where you are content, where you're walking in purpose, where you are making all the money that you need and you're not even stressed about money, where you're at a place where you feel fully supported by God, just content with him, happy with the relationships in your life, at peace, all of that. That is your portion. And most of us are not living that out. So we got to regulate ourselves to get to a place of wholeness so we can enjoy life, not just survive it, not just function through it. Okay? So for a long time, if you've been in these survival modes, you've been in a state where you have been focused on what you need. I got to work more because why? I got to make more money. Why? I got bills to pay. Why? I got kids to feed. I got household to do. I got this to this. I got this responsibility. So you're focused on what you need and what you have to do. You've been grinding and pushing when God constantly tells you to rest. Rest? I got things to do. Come on, Bree. So I want you all to think of the last time you were stressed out about a situation. What was it that you wanted or needed in the moment you were stressed this week? Just think of it. Actual stress and frustration. What was it that you needed or what were you stressed about? Stressed because of what? Or maybe you're stressed right now. What's stressing you out, sis? What you stressed about? Come on, it's a safe space. Y'all already know how we work here. We don't play that scared business. What have you been stressed about and why? And how many of you prayed today and said, God, I trust you? God, you're a provider. How many of you prayed that prayer this week or said that to God? Lord, you know what? I trust you. I surrender my will to you. I love you. I worship you. And yet you're experiencing stress. Stress is caused by pressure. Pressure is caused by responsibility. And your feeling of responsibility comes because you're in control. If I don't take care of these kids, who's gonna take care of them? If I don't pay these bills, who's gonna pay these bills? If I don't clean this house, who's gonna clean this house? If I don't start this business, who's gonna start this business? All the weight and pressure is on you despite you praying and telling God that you trust him. Does anyone, Sharonda, see the cognitive dissonance in that? Because be honest, if you could see God and God's like, Keandra, go take a nap. I'm going to babysit the kids. You would sleep the best sleep you ever had. Ever. Hey, Sandra, here's all the money for your bills for the next 5 years. I'm going to sit here and tell you how to put it together. Here's your business plan. I'm right here. If you could see God, would the stress you experienced this week have been the same? Yes or no? So we need to stop lying to ourselves because one, God knows your heart, Cass. His thoughts and his ways are higher than ours. So the Christianity you're experiencing is spiritual bypass. You are saying and doing things you think you need to do, even in your relationship with God. You are not honest, and that's why you don't spiritually mature. This is rough, I know, but I'm trying to make you grow. If you want to genuinely live the life that is promised to you in the Bible, you have to get serious and real. I know you ain't come on here to get yelled at today, but I'm sorry, I'm on one. You already know the type of season I'm in, so I had to face myself. So Mick, if God is a provider, why would you stress about an unexpected expense? If God came here and sat down and said, girl, I got it. You know I got it. It's already in the plan. Would I be stressed about it? God is upgrading our systems. But a lot of you, and I have in the past, cling to the things of your past because you have a scarcity mindset. You are afraid of discomfort. Us as women, we like comfort. Who like to kick their shoes off when they get home? You can't wait. You speeding home to relax. I can't wait to kick back, be in my bed, watch my Netflix. What? It's just me? Okay, cool. You like comfort. You like to chill, relax, take a load off, doom scroll, relax. And so discomfort is not something you're comfortable getting comfortable with. So when God tells you to leave that relationship, leave that provision source, leave that friendship, leave that situation, leave that problem in his hands, it is hard for us to do because we are operating in a state of survival, which causes us to believe that this is on us. So you are praying, you are worshiping, you are fasting, you are rebuking the enemy. But at the end of the day, when you get up out of that prayer time, you put it back on your shoulders. How do I know? You just told me that you're stressed out about certain responsibilities and situations. Does it mean I don't care or that I just ignore what's going on? No. It means I acknowledge it, but because this is where my maturity is at. Let's say I got a tax bill came in and it was like $40,000. Let's say that happened, okay? Mickey is getting that check, looking at it, acknowledging it. $40,000. Okay, well, that's not in my bank account right now. However, all things work out for my good. Every single thing I have ever faced in this life, every debt, every bill, every time I needed out of a relationship I didn't even want to leave, God got me out of it. God provided, and I'm alive today. I even considered killing myself. I couldn't even take me out because God had me. So, because my faith in God it has been tested, y'all, even by me. It's been tested. And because of that faith that has been refined and built, I can acknowledge a situation and not assign my own meaning to it, because you assign negative meaning to everything you perceive as negative. When I'm telling you that every negative situation I have been in has refined me to this point where I'm talking to you here now. Does anybody hear me? Because I'll yell this whole time. You are running on outdated systems and praying for new. You cannot. Your capacity is the Bible. There's a verse in the Bible that says, expand your tent. This is not just a physical space. Your emotional capacity has to evolve. God is telling you, post the content, start the business, post the content, go out there, tell people about me. I need you to be a leader. You start posting the content, someone comments on the content. Girl, you don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why you did it. Oh my gosh, you stop posting. Your capacity to handle what you're asking for is. And for expansion to occur, you're going to have to leave what's comfortable. People especially. Some of you, and this is just in my heart to say, some of you have a scarcity mindset around love. And so the people around you, you don't think you'll find people that will mean just as much or more to you in the future. And so it's really hard for you to let go of people. This could be romantic. This could be family. This could be someone you've been helping, a friend. Some of you are small because your environment allows for it. Come stay at my house for a week. Come stay at my house for a week. I get up at 5 a.m. I work out. I drink my protein shakes. I take Ace for a walk. I eat healthy. Miss Sandra delivers my meal preps, okay? I'm eating healthy. I drink all my water. My skin's glowing. Excuse me? I'm a full-blown executive director of a nonprofit. I'm in meetings with the county and public health departments. Come stay with me for a week. You don't have anyone around you to expand and keep. Now, mind you, you can get around some motivation because I talk to you on every Thursday and I sit here and I push you like crazy. So I know if I'm one of many people pushing you, you have moments of motivation. But you have not cultivated an environment that allows it to stay and plant. Download. So even though stress sucks and you hate it, it's comfortable. Why do you think the Israelites begged to go back to Egypt, where they knew they would have 3 square meals a day? Forgot about the whippings, but they just knew they would be eating there. Who here has ever had God tell them to rest? You just keep seeing verses that say rest, 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 be still, and know that I'm God. Rest, 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 be still. Over and over and over. I used to hate that. And let me tell you something. I hated it to the point where I was like, I'm not praying no more. I'm not even going to go on TikTok and listen to these spiritual prophetic words no more because I'm tired of you telling me to rest. Because how can I rest? I work 12-hour night shifts. And I'm trying to bust my butt and build a business. I'm trying to take care of my mom. I'm trying to take care of everybody around. Rest where? Where's the time to rest? Okay, I'm a rest, Lord. All right, we sitting here. All right, let me read my word. All right, let me pray. All right, Lord, teach me how to rest. I used to hate that until he said this to me. I am not talking about your action. I am talking about your state. Now, I said this word earlier in the session. I told Sharonda this. Your dominant state should be at rest. It has nothing to do with how busy you are or what you are doing. Your dominant state is rest because even when you're resting, be honest with me, don't you lie to me. Even when you're resting, you can't. Your mind is going a million miles a minute. Okay, after I rest, what am I about to do? I know you. I'm you. That's why you listen to me. Now, Bree, when I tell you that that is not going to work. So, normally we cast down vain imaginations, correct? But the things that come in your mind when you're trying to rest are real things that you have to do. You can't cast that out. That's your life. And responsibility is only going to increase as God expands you. True or false? Ask me how I know. Sharonda, you already know. Of all people, fight or flight is a well known stress response that occurs when hormones are released in your body, prompting you to stay and fight or run and flee. I'm putting that in the chat. Man, I couldn't wait to see y'all tonight because I need this myself. Fight or flight. It is a stress response. And some of us have been in this response because our moms taught us what it was. And you have been in this response since childhood. Now add freeze and fawn, and you have a collection of natural bodily reactions to stress, frightening, or dangerous events. What does the Lord say about fear, Sandra? For the Lord does not give you what? But of what? Power, love, and a sound mind. Y'all, I have been stuck. Not I have been, I'm out of it now. I was stuck in a fear cycle. Now, this is coming from a girl who had a panic disorder, who now takes no medication but couldn't function without it before. Fear was my number one enemy. The enemy was after me, and it worked. Fear was my enemy all of the time, as a kid, as a teenager, as an adult. Fear of not having this, fear of not having that, fear and lack. Of course, I'm in survival mode. I don't have enough, and I'm afraid that I don't have enough, and I always have just enough. I'm stuck. And what happens in your body gets addicted to the hormones that stress releases. Just like dopamine, when you get likes on Instagram and TikTok increases dopamine, same thing. You're an addict. Someone said it. You're a stress addict. And a lot of you are stuck in frightening moments, living them out through new people, new situations, same fear. And so when God opens a door to your new life, it will be open unto you. It is wide open, Sharonda. You can see the light. You can feel the breeze, the cool air from the new door. And you will stand in front of it and say, I need to pray more and ask God for clarity. You'll say, I need to journal more. I need to go back and look at the last word God gave me. I need more confirmation. Your mind intelligently procrastinates walking through the next level of your life, which is freedom, because it's scary and you're stressed and you have no idea what it's like to live free. But let me tell you something. Life begins when you break out, when you finally walk through that open door. Free of the judgment of others, free of even caring what other people think about you. I don't have that. When God is genuinely your Lord, because a lot of us have accepted him as Savior, but Jesus is not Lord of everyone's life. They are, or their parents are, or social media is, or money is, or lust, sex, greed, whatever. That's Lord of their life. And let me tell you something, not to scare you, but fear has influenced you and your actions and your thoughts and your mouth more than God. You bow down to fear more than God. Fear feels more real than the word of God, because when God speaks, it's peace. And that is uncomfortable. And unless you live in a state of stillness and peace, and that becomes your norm, you can't hear God and you can't follow it, because fear steps in. You allow fear to step in. Now, see, think of God like a radio station. Like think of God's voice, fear, feeling. Think of all that as a radio station, and you're the tower, okay? So if I always have on nature sounds in my tower, so I always stream like calm, peaceful. And guess what else I got in here? Okay, so I wake up in the morning. Girl, you're beautiful. Man, you're so lucky to have this relationship with God that you have. Man, today's your day. I'm telling you, good things are going to happen to you today. Money flows to you so easily because God is your provider, not your job. God is your provider, and you have given him your life. Hey, Lord, good morning. I love you. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for waking me up this morning. You know what? I don't feel like going to the gym, but God, I'm going to worship you with my body. And this is how I know y'all been slacking, because only a few people responded to the prayer I prayed in the morning, which was my real prayer before I went to work out. This body belongs to you. This body is your temple, Lord. And so even my thoughts will glorify you. I will have the mind of Christ today. So if I'm constantly meditating on the word day and night, not letting it depart from my lips, if you know your word, you know where that's from. If I'm constantly meditating on the word, when God gives me a word, it's familiar. Now, it may be big, it may be something that could cause someone who's in fear to panic, but when I hear it and receive it, it's just a thought. It's just a thought. You assign the meaning to what you receive. So let's do the opposite. Oh my gosh, oh, I just needed 5 more minutes. Oh my goodness, I swear I never get enough sleep. Oh my goodness. Oh, I got my coat stuck on the door. Nothing good ever happens to me. I swear nothing good ever happens to me. Oh my goodness, I prayed for this and prayed for that. Oh, another surprise bill, and my kids are on my nerves. Y'all are getting on my nerves. Okay, no, Mick. Don't yell at your kids. Don't yell at your kids. You love them. You're a good mom. You're a good mom. You're a good mom. Okay, all right, Lord, let's go. We gonna walk. We gonna walk. We gonna take. Oh my goodness, my legs hurt. Oh, this body. Oh, I'm so fat. I swear I'm so fat. I can't even. And I can't even. When I did try to work out, I wasn't consistent. So when the enemy says something, now you know God didn't hear you. Why are you praying that prayer? It's never gonna happen. Why you believe? That's familiar. Why? Because you have created an environment that has normalized fearful, negative, lack thoughts. What is a leading driver of negative thoughts? Stress, survival mode, lack, scarcity. Not love, not power, not a sound mind, not grace. Fear. So when I started normalizing peace, when I started getting to know God and his character, when I started taking on God's character, now my thoughts are his thoughts. My desires are what he desires. I'm an open vessel. For those of you who are subscribed to my podcast now, the episode I just posted, I talk about this. And the one from the last Inner Circle episode, I walk y'all through how to do this. But your mind, you have to be in such a state and you have to know God so much that you abide in him. John 15. When I wake up and forget to pray, I'm not mad at myself and God's not mad at me. I woke up and he's there. Where am I go? He said he never leave me or forsake me. That's it. Period. He's just there. I don't have to crawl back to him because I forgot to pray that morning. I'm abiding in him at all times. Am I making sense? Is y'all quiet? Strongholds. Strongholds, Sandra. I thought about you while I was studying for this. I'm sorry I had to say that. Strongholds. But listen, it's all for freedom purposes. I promise. It's all for freedom purposes. All of it. I would never ever, I would never ever just say I'm thinking about you for a bad reason. It's always for something freedom wise. And when God brings someone to my mind, I tell them, ask Sharonda and Sandra. Okay, sorry, I have to. Also, I dream about some of you. And my dreams are not a joke. Okay. I'm gonna put the little quick guide that I made for you guys in the chat, and I want you to just kind of look at it and figure out which of the why is this? I made it in chat, so I'll just put the link. Okay. Someone click it and tell me if you can see it. Perfect. Okay. So I made it into a little chart so you can at any time make it your background this week. If this is something you really want to work on, and like I said, the workbook I made for you, girl, it's so good. I'm sorry. It's so good. But it walks you through what to do when you feel each one, Sharonda. So not just when you feel one, it'll walk you through what to do for each one. So for a moment, just take a look at it. And which one would you say you were in this week dominantly the most? Fight, flight, fawn, or freeze? Take your time. Okay, Trinity, got it. Noted. Mm, mhm. Okay, Bree, I see you. Sandra, I see you. Okay, Court. Cass freezes me usually. Okay, good, good, good. On. Okay, let's talk about strongholds. I'm done with you, Trinity. Goodbye. Yeah, I feel you, Ja. You might bounce between a couple of them. Everybody turn in your Bibles to 2 Corinthians 10, 3 through 5. For though we walk in flesh as mortal men, we are not carrying on our spiritual warfare according to the flesh and using the weapons of man. The weapons of warfare are not physical, weapons of flesh and blood. Our weapons are divinely powerful for the destruction of fortresses. We are destroying sophisticated arguments. These are complicated arguments and every exalted and proud thing that sets itself up against the true knowledge of God. And we are taking every thought and purpose captive to the obedience of Christ. Now, when I told you my mind worships God, it means that my thoughts dwell and only linger, or I allow, get permission to, thoughts that bring glory to Him. This took me a lot of time. So don't think you're going to just today, like, do it. It takes a literal reprogramming. Again, change your environment, change the people you are around, change the things you listen to. Over time, you begin to reprogram yourself. 2 Corinthians 10, 4 through 5. So strongholds. I want to give you guys this definition. Mental fortresses, arguments, and pretensions. And I have a whole Bible study on pretensions because God gave me this revelation like 3 years ago and it freed me. That oppose the knowledge of God rather than actual physical structure. So there's a couple words in the Bible for strongholds. Strongholds here is talking about a mental fortress. You have to understand that you have been in bondage, a Israelite in slavery, not just to things you can see, but to actual arguments that you have, that you cling to about yourself. This is why when God went to commission Gideon, that God literally was like, "You're a mighty man of valor." And Gideon looked him dead in the eye and said, "No, I'm the weakest in my family." This is why he went to Moses and Moses like, "I can't talk." Okay, well, I'm calling you. I'm with you. Well, I can't talk. Send somebody else. I'm calling you. I'm with you. I can't talk. Pick somebody else. You have fortified arguments in your mind that are keeping you from crossing the threshold. Let me tell you this prophetically. A door is open. The light is shining through. You are going to leap into a whole new version of your life, not because things around you have changed, but because you are changed. Because you have had fortified arguments broken down, because you decided to surrender them, your entire identity, who you always thought you were, to God and let Him define it. A door is open, Trinity. You have to decide, because if you want to loop another 3 years, God is going to let you because He loves you. And if you think you know better, do what you want to do. But God has given all of you permission today to enter into a new level of thinking. And things will change around you, not because everybody is different and everything has changed, because you have changed and you have always had dominion and authority in this earth. That's what you were made for. Y'all quiet, so I know that means y'all listening. You better hear me because I'm feeling it. I'm trying so hard because I want to get through this part. When I was praying last night, because mind you, this is not even what I was going to talk about. I was asking God, what do they need? Change the whole theme, the whole topic. You have been delivered from Egypt. So I keep bringing you to that Red Sea crossing, Cynthia. Keep bringing you to that place where you're standing and the Red Sea is here. The Israelites the Egyptians are pursuing you. And you are standing here and you're like, God, how am I going to cross the Red Sea? I don't have a boat. I don't have time to even build a boat. But I want to be free. Moses had to step into the unknown. He didn't know what God was going to do. The same thing happened when they crossed into the promised land in Joshua. The priests had to step into the rushing river and then it dried up. Moses had to put his rod in the Red Sea and then it parted. Please hear me. This is not in my notes. Listen to me. You have lived the same year over and over and over again with random highlights, thanking God for just enough coming through. And that is not who you are. You are an heir of Christ. Hear me. Hear me. You are the one assigning meaning to the things that occur in your life. You are creating your own stress and you are living there, just functioning. But this is not your portion. There is something in you that other people need, and the enemy does not want it to get out. But he knows that all he has to do is get you stuck in your own argument. He agrees with you. Now, if that's not warfare that you're not prepared for, I don't know what is. You already have an argument and the enemy is agreeing with you. But your argument opposes the knowledge that God has about you. Who is this for? This is not in my notes. You agree with something that the enemy is allowing other people to speak into. And you are in agreement with opposition of the knowledge of God. And how do you get free from a fortified argument? God gives you a word of knowledge. This is what prophets do. This is what a prophetic word does. It gives you a word of knowledge that breaks down the argument. And you have been arguing in the wrong team for too long. You have been delivered, but you keep looking back and turning to salt. You are seeking God. You do desire him, but you still think you need to be a different version of you to get to the open door. But I'm telling you, sis, that the door is open. You just can't perceive it because there is a fortified argument. Where did it come from? Identify it. Every time you feel fear, don't shrink to it, question it. Why does this scare me? Why am I afraid of this bill? Why am I afraid to leave this relationship? Why am I? And I bet you every time it comes down to a belief you have in God that is not true. And he is telling you that argument is being dismantled if you let it, because the door is open and you can feel it. Random excitement, you're hearing words, you're hearing different verses. There is a door open. There's an opportunity in front of you for something new, but you won't let it. This is a word for someone. Ja, newsflash, you are already the version of you that's entered the door and taken care of that new opportunity. And God has already elevated it. He's already blessed the work of your hands. He's already brought you into double portion. You're already that version right now. And all of you have a different argument as to why you're not her. And it opposes the knowledge of God. Exodus 14. Then Moses said to the people, do not be afraid. Take your stand, Cynthia. Be firm, confident, and undismayed, and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will accomplish for you. When, Sandra? When? What's it say? Tomorrow? In a year from now? Okay, Diamond. Today. A lot of you are afraid to just decide that life gets to be good now because you've been running so long from demons and ghosts of your past that are no longer relevant. But you can decide right now, as I am staring at you right now, do you want to be free? Say yes, and you are, but you have to act like it. And you have to change your mouth. You have to change your thoughts to freedom thoughts. You have been delivered. You're praying for things God has already done. That's why you think he doesn't hear you. That's why he feels silent. You are praying for things you already have access to that have already been delivered to you. Don't make me preach, y'all. Please don't make me preach because I'm trying to teach. You have been delivered and you are praying for clarity and deliverance and for power and for abundance and for opportunities and for open doors. And they're already there. And the reason you are not entering into them is because fear and fortified arguments. And those arguments keep you stressed and stuck in everyday moments. What happens when you enter the door, Sandra? And in the workbook that I have this. This is the devotional part. So I'll give you some of the verses now, and then if you need it, you'll get it. Okay. But I had to, it all poured out of me yesterday. Like I said, I changed it. But what happens when we decide to take the leap? What happens when we decide to walk through the new door? What happens when we say, yes, God, the new beginning starts now? What happens? Somebody tell me what Deuteronomy 12 and 10 says. What happens when I finally make that cross across the Jordan? What happens? And the enemy is you. The enemy is your mom who taught you how to be stressed, who taught you how to be a worrier, who taught you how to be a people pleaser. The enemy is that relationship you won't leave. The enemy is those thoughts that you don't wake up and cast down immediately. The enemy is your people pleasing ways. The enemy is the job you're at. The enemy is the environment you won't leave. The enemies are all within your control. But you keep choosing it and looping because of it. The Lord told me in 2022 that he was going to bring me into permanent change. He was going to establish me in permanent change. He gave me this verse then, and he said, you will see this enemy no more. That's another verse that he put in Exodus 14:13 through 14. It says, for those Egyptians who you've seen today, Sandra, what do we say today? For the Egyptians, for the enemies that you have seen today, you will never see again because your children will not have to. I know it's been hard for you, baby. I know it's been hard for you because you're the generational curse breaker. You're going up against things your mom didn't have the strength to. Your grandmother battled and didn't have the strength to. You're going through things so that you can be the beginning of a new line of women who are free. And I know it's harder for you, but because it's harder for you, you have a special anointing, a special grace, a special favor on your life but you have to use it. God is not going to airdrop nothing to you, Sharonda, in this season. Everything you go get, Cynthia, will be yours. The territory you step on, every place the sole of your feet treads. Joshua 3. Y'all better read it tonight. Every place the sole of your feet treads, that's yours. That's yours, but you're too afraid. Every place your family was afraid to obtain, that's yours. And for generations behind you, but you have to fight, you have to walk, you have to agree, you have to leave them. Is it worth an unfulfilled rest of your life to have just enough right now? Is it? Leave it. Leave it. One of my favorite verses in the Bible says, you have not struggled enough to the point of bloodshed. Leave it. Get in your car and take a drive. Leave it alone. Leave it. It's not worth it, because the enemy will tempt you with comfort before God opens the door to new. He will give you rest from all the enemies around you so that you live in what, Sandra? What's the rest of that verse say? When you cross the Jordan and live in the land which the Lord your God is giving you to inherit, he gives you rest from all your enemies around you so that you will live in security. Be honest, as a woman, all you ever want is to feel safe, supported, and secure. God already gave you that. Ain't got no business looking for that from a man, from a friendship, from a job. The Lord is giving you security, a permanent change. Someone type permanent change in the chat, because that's what it is. So what we're going to be going over for the next few weeks, the reason I have my vision board up here, I have to get you out of survival mode so you can tap back in to your intuition, because what God has already spoken a word over you since the beginning, and that word does not return to him void. And so your purpose, your talents, your gifts, the words, the clarity, all that lives in you, but you can't even access it because your brain power goes towards functioning, and that's it, because you think you're in survival. I'm giving you every good thing I have, Trinity. I'm giving you all the goods, okay? You're getting all the things tonight. And if you stay stuck, that's on you. I got plenty of resources. By the way, Trinity, Keandra still has to pick her challenge. Our BTB girls had to pick between two challenges, and I have to I'll be holding them accountable to it next week. But y'all get it. I'm giving you all the things. Like you gotta use it. I'm giving you everything. You just gotta use it. You gotta access it, okay? Hey, I can do what I can do, baby. This is the workbook I made. Also, I'm gonna post the Substack now for y'all. I'll do that literally right now while y'all are here. But that word was for someone. I literally was like, Lord, what do they need to hear? And those are the verses that came to me. And in the form of stress management, we're going to be working through these so that we can get you out. There is no blockage, only the one that you created in your mind. You keep declaring stuff. You keep saying stuff out your mouth. I thought you knew the power of your tongue. I just told you had authority, and you keep declaring stuff. I'm giving you the secrets. Did not tell you to literally be delusional. Do not look at what you see or what you feel. Do not worship your feelings. Do not look at what you see and speak to it. Only speak life to what you want to see, to what God has said. only. I'm not joking. Like I'm not saying be delulu to be funny. You have to live in the unseen until you see it. That's what he says. I'm not making this up. He said that. Do y'all remember the story where Jesus spoke to the tree and then the next day they came by and it dried up? You do that to your own life. You speak death over your life. So if I say I have a blockage, now what do I have? A blockage. And if I can't think of what it is, I'm going to literally create one because my mind only, so listen, your mind has no rhyme or so your mind believes anything you tell it. Like this is why people like hear voices and like can go off and do this is why kids jump on the pillows and play lava, right? Like, oh, don't step on the lava. That's a magic, right? That's what they see. And that's how they act because that's what they see in their imagination. That's literally what you have to do. I'm not joking. That's literally how this works. That's how much authority you have. And that's why your mouth, this is why he talks about the mouth so much. Remember, I told y'all the verse that says, he that loves it eats the fruit of it. So he that loves and understands the power in their mouth will eat the fruit of it. So you're eating the fruit of speaking death. And we eat it and eat it and eat it until we get full and we sick of it and we hate it, but we still speak in death and scarcity and lack. And we create it. Nothing good ever happens to me. I bet you nothing good happens to you. And even if it does, you convince yourself it's not good. You don't celebrate your small wins. I bet you don't. Because your brain is waiting for you to tell it what to think and what to do. So I got to the point where God convicted me of even thinking something bad or a negative outcome. He's like, what you think can happen. Like, you have to understand, like, he literally convicts me. I can't afford to. I can't. Now I'm human, so thoughts come by, but like I said, you observe the thoughts and you assign meaning to it. And when you assign meaning to something and call it bad, then it is. How can God look at you and see you as blameless when you're a sinner? Call things as though that I'll find it because y'all just be trying to get me to stay on here for hours at a time talking about the word, knowing that's my favorite topic. Knowing that's what I love to do. This is what he said to Job. Cynthia? Ooh, was it in here multiple times? Romans 4:17. Somebody posted it in the chat for me. You do got to be quiet for real. I'll go on forever. Romans 4:17. Somebody put it in the chat for me. Sandra Margaret, better not show up tonight. Better not. I'm crying. Thank you. Mm. I have made you a father of many nations in the sight of him in whom he believed. That is God who gives life to the dead. Ezekiel 37. And calls into being that which does not exist. Brie, don't get me started. You are to speak life. Only you've been given. Oh, here's another one. This is the one I want. This is the one I wanted. But I do like that one. But this is the one I wanted because this is what he's been telling me. Mm. You will also decide. Who did I tell? Oh my goodness. Who did I say that to? Sharonda? Sharonda and Trinity. You will also decide. You have to be careful in this season about what your decision is and what you're calling things. You have to be careful because God is honoring it. Cynthia, God is honoring what you decide. You will also decide and decree a thing, and it will be what? Huh? Thank you, Bree. Thank you. And the light of God's favor will shine upon your ways. Woo, woo, woo. When you are cast down and humbled, you will speak with what? I gave you all my best stuff, okay? All of it. So y'all ain't got no excuse. You can get the workbook. I'm about to post the Substack now. You can read that. You get as much as you put in. It's on y'all because I gotta. All of this has happened, by the way. I know you can't see it. All of this has happened except two things. This is from 2024. All this has happened except two things. And you know what? For a long time, the visions I would see, and I gave Keandra this as a assignment. I think I gave Sharonda this assignment too, and maybe LaShonda. Make a Pinterest board of things that literally excite you. Make it your phone background. Make it your phone background. And if what you're around doesn't give you that feeling, doesn't inspire or motivate you towards it, leave it. Don't speak against it. Speak like you have it. Decide. This is what God is showing me. Because for the longest time, I thought like God didn't care about what I wanted. I literally was like, well, you don't care what I want. As long as I suffer and worship you, you good. That's literally what I thought about God. And he's been bringing me to, this is like after hours. If you want to leave, y'all, you can. I'm just ranting at this point. God has brought me, and I thought about doing a podcast episode on this, 2 Samuel 7. And David got a prophetic word about where God was putting him, a king, and that his son is going to create the temple again and rebuild it, and that his heritage was going to last on and lead to Jesus. Like he was giving him a prophetic word. And David was sitting in receiving a word that was too good to be true. And David is praying to God, going, Lord, this is too good to be true. But same thing as Mary said, may it be done unto me according to your word. Even if it's that good, I'm in a palace, I'm a king. Like, too good to be true. And he showed me that because that's how I felt about the things that I saw in my life. I'm like, why do I desire this, Lord? I'm not trying to be greedy and none of that. And so because of that, I tricked myself out of, I would always constantly humble myself into a place where that wasn't even my portion. More than enough was my portion. And so if you got the workbook, I put 3 verses God has been showing me about double portion, because I need you to make a Pinterest board that looks like, wow, this is a life that I would be like, oh my goodness. And he brought me to that verse with David just receiving too good to be true. And David's just like, Lord, because I heard this word, Cynthia, because I heard this word from Nathan, who is a prophet, I have the confidence, he said, and this is what reminded me because we've seen it. I'll just find it. Because this is my word. So I'll share it with y'all. But he's like, because he spoke this to me, I have the confidence to pray this prayer now that you establish me as you have shown me. Oh my God. Nobody else gonna shout. That is so good because I lived in like, it's like this false humility where it's like, you think God just wants you to hustle and serve him and suffer. And it's like, yes, there's a season and time for that, but there's also a time and season, as Ecclesiastes says, for abundance and prosperity. That is real and that is your portion. How can God's people build the kingdom with no money? How can they feed the poor with no money? And it's a command. So he was blessing David abundantly for the rest of his lineage. What? Here it is. Second Samuel. Make the Pinterest board. I'm telling you, I'll wake up and it's in my background too. It works. Um, if you want to stay on here, I'll find the verse for you if you want it. Second Samuel 7, Cynthia, read this tonight. Second Samuel 18 through 29, but I'll give you the verse that I'm talking about right now. And this is like exactly how I've been feeling. And it was just like, wow, God, this is so good. Like, thank you for showing me this. Who feels like this? There you go. King David went. Now, this is after David got the prophetic word about the establishment of his kingdom. And it says, then King David went in and sat in prayer before the Lord and said, who am I? Lord, who am I that you have brought me this far? Oh my God, I could cry. Who am I that you have brought me this far? Yet this was very insignificant in your eyes, O Lord, for you have spoken also of your servant's house, his royal dynasty in the distant future, and this is the law and custom of a man. What more can I say to you? For you know your servant. Here we go. This is the one I want y'all to have. Ooh, this. I'm going to go read it again after I get off here with y'all. Because of your promise and in accordance with your own heart, you have done all these great and astounding things to let your servant, David, me, know and understand. Mm. Now, this is what Sharonda reminded me of when I was, or not Sharonda, who typed confidence? I think LaShonda did. But this is the verse that this reminded me of. For you, O Lord of hosts, you have revealed this to your servant, saying, I will build you a house. And for that reason, I have found courage to pray this prayer to you, to receive it. Like this too good to be true word. And let me tell you something, y'all. If you roll your eyes at prophetic words, God's about to do it. Guys, you have to cut that out. If you feel it in your spirit, believe it, receive it, come into agreement with it. Because remember, a stronghold is the same thing in reverse. A stronghold is a fortified argument that you agree with. So when God speaks a word of knowledge to you, Cynthia, and it's a good word and it seems too good to be true, take hold of it with faith. There's a verse in Hebrews that said the word is useless unless it's mixed with faith. And so if you hear something that's too good to be true, and I had been seeing 727, y'all, I can show you in my phone. I had been screenshotting 727. I kept seeing it on the clock for days. I'm like, 727. And then he led me to this verse. And I'm like, oh my gosh. For that reason, your servant has found courage to pray this prayer and say, go ahead, Lord, establish me in the way that you see fit. I believe and surrender my desires to you. And I know you had that for me today, Sandra. Okay, y'all. So I've given you all my best stuff. I gave you my personal revelation. I gave you my workbook, devotional that I made for this. If you get the workbook, I'm gonna continue on in this next week. So you'll be ahead of the curve. You'll be ahead of everyone, but we're gonna work through it for next week. I'm going to post the Substack right now for those of you who it is going to be free to everyone, but the link will also still be in there. Um, I think that's everything. Don't forget our event May 16th. Oh, is Keandra still here? Hold on, Trinity, you gotta turn your mic on. No, she's not. But on May 16th, we got DCAP Public Health to come and sponsor us with wellness checks. So all the girlies will be getting complimentary checkups at the HPC Fit that day. Maya, I see you, girl, and you being quiet tonight. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If you're still here, fill out this poll for me. I forgot to launch it. And then let me let Trinity. I don't know what Trinity gonna say. I'd be scared, child. Let me try to turn on the settings. Girl, you know I'm a 90s baby. I don't know how to do this. Hold on. Settings, audio. Okay, try to. Can you unmute?
Girl, I could have
Okay, go
unmuted
ahead.
myself. I was just waiting on you to finish.
I know, but I had turned the setting off in the beginning, so I didn't.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't know. But go ahead. Yes, I'm listening.
you tell me you scared of what I'm gonna say,
I
but
am scared of you
why? But
because you be coming after me, bro. You be
but I
like,
need that app.
I didn't know that. Which app? Which app?
You told me this like a month ago, and I should have downloaded it. See, but it was the
For
app.
BTB?
There was no, not. I know that, Nick. The app where
What?
you said that
Timo.
helps organize. They
Timo.
got some
Timo.
Timo.
Tiimo. For my ADHD girlies,
Okay.
get Timo. I pay for the yearly subscription upfront because it helps me so much. I literally, so one good thing I do, if you've done the empowered morning course, then you know this, but um before I go to bed, I brain dump everything that I need to remember for the next day. That way I can sleep. Because if I am sitting there going to sleep knowing I have a bunch of stuff to work on, I don't sleep. So Timo is great. Love you, Tawong. Night, Sharonda. I'm about to post the Substack now for y'all. And let me poor Instagram people be on here for the after hours. Jacqueline was in here, my girl. Okay. Good night, y'all. I'm posting the Substack. Thanks for filling out the poll. If you did, I appreciate you. Yeah, my girl. Hopefully you can come to the event, honey. It would be so nice to meet you. No, she didn't tell me. I'll have to ask her. Um, she goes to bed at 6 p.m., child, before the sun. Literally goes to bed before the sun. Night, babies. I'm posting a Substack and then I'm gonna get off here. I'm just trying not to get distracted.